Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the at-large Newark Municipal Candidates Forum. And we are so happy that you came out for this important event. And we are grateful to Essex County. And so before we get started, we have to say thank you. I want to bring up Dr. Akil Kalfani.
Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Good. Right, that sounds like a lively Newark crowd. Can I just say that again? Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing? Good. All right, I like that. We're excited to have you here. My name is, as you said, Dr. Kalfani. I'm the director of the Africana Institute here at Essex County College. And we are glad to partner with the NAACP to usher in this event. This event is our one of the events that's going on this year, part of the 25th anniversary of the Africana Institute. We want to invite you all. There's going to be flyers going around if you haven't gotten one, celebrating the 25th anniversary. That's going to be on May the 14th. So we invite you all to come, tell your friends, your cousins, your aunts, uncles, tell them to come join us as we celebrate this movement forward, right? So we're looking back, this is Sankofa, so we're looking back, but we also are looking forward. And this piece here, this discussion on politics is also about a piece about looking back and moving forward. So these are conjoined at the hip, if you will, in terms of the intentionality of what we're doing. So we're excited that you all are here. We're excited that this process is taking place. It shows democracy at its best. And we welcome you to the college. I'm going to bring up Dr. Boachi, who is the president of Essex County College, and he'll bring you formal greetings on behalf of the college. Dr. Boachi.
Good evening. Good evening. I hope you're all doing well and we're going to have an exciting night because we're here to make sure we hear from our candidates and make the right choices when the time comes. My name is Dr. Boachi, the president of Essex County College. Because of the schedule and the time limit, I wouldn't say too much about Essex County College, but most of you already know what we do in the community. There's no college, there's no university that is doing what we are doing here, a college that helps families to bring their children to the school at the age of 3 months from our daycare. And we help them even when they are in elementary school, middle school, high school. We bring them here for summer programs and Saturday programs. At the end, when they get to high school, we have what we call the dual enrollment program. Those of you who are not aware, Essex County College is training over 1,000 students who are in high school to do college program. So every year we graduate. Yes, we can clap for that. Because it is important for you to know that last year we graduated 142 students at the same time that they were graduating their high school. So you have somebody who is getting the associate degree at the same time having the high school diploma. That means we've saved families a lot of money, and we want everybody to be aware of what we do. The college trains about 4,000 students that are Newark residents. That is about 40% of our students each year. So I just want you to be aware that don't come here only for tonight, but find time to come and learn more about the college. To our candidates, I just wish you all the best. I know you have good hearts, and we are all winners. And at the end of the day, we will support one another to move our city forward. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
All right, once again, we want to thank you for being here at Essex County College in our lovely Smith Hall. I want to bring back up Deborah Smith-Gregory from the NAACP, and let's get the show on the road. Y'all ready? All right.
Talk to the candidates. We had a preview of the candidates so that they could understand the purpose of us pulling this together. The purpose of us pulling this together is to allow you, the community, to hear from all of the candidates. Oftentimes, you get things in the mail that have bullets on them about sound bites, if you will, but you cannot make your choice about who you want to vote for based on that. You should not. It should be that you hear from the candidates, you hear their platform, you hear what issues are important to them. And this is the purpose of this forum. Just to explain it to you a little bit, we're going to be in two parts because, as all of you know, there were a lot of candidates who are vying for this particular, the 4 candidate seats. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to just jump into the forum. We need to educate each other. And so to that end, I'm going to ask one of our other partners, the Delta Sigma Theta sorority is partnering with us as well. And Geraldine Toussaint is going to come up and talk about what is the role of the council. We need to start from there so that we can make educated guesses. And as registered voters, you then know exactly what the purpose of the job of a council person is, at-large council person is. So, Geraldine Toussaint.
Thank you. So good evening. And on behalf of the North Jersey Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, we would like to thank you for joining us tonight for this important community conversation. Delta Sigma Theta is a public service sorority. It is dedicated to scholarship, service, and social action. Tonight, our goal is simple: to create a nonpartisan space for education, open dialogue, and civic engagement. Events like this reflect our long-standing partnership with organizations such as the NAACP and our shared commitment to making sure our communities are informed, empowered, and ready to participate in the democratic process. This forum is not about endorsing candidates. It's about giving you, the community, the opportunity to hear directly from those seeking to serve, ask questions, and better understand the issues impacting our community. Now, it's also important to understand the role of the Newark City Council. As a legislative branch of city government, the council is responsible for passing local laws, approving the city budget, and providing oversight of city services. In many ways, they help shape how Newark operates both day to day and in the long term. The council includes 2 types of representatives: ward council members and at-large council members. Each of Newark's 5 wards elects 1 council member who focuses on the specific needs of their community, things like public safety, housing, and local development. At-large council members, on the other hand, they represent the entire city. They are elected by all voters and take a broader view, working to balance the needs of all 5 wards while making decisions that impact Newark as a whole. We encourage everyone here to listen thoughtfully, engage respectfully, and stay involved in the civic life of our community. Thank you to our candidates for your willingness to serve, and thank you all for being here and staying engaged.
I'm now going to call up Dr. Oyani, who is going to explain the debate format to everyone so that we're all clear about how our forum will be conducted.
Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing this evening? It's nice outside. There's no more snow on the ground. I mean, you should be a little happier, right? Let's try again. How's everyone doing this evening? All right. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm sure you guys are sitting here wondering, how are we going to have 19 candidates debating and not have to leave here before midnight? What we decided to do was we decided to split the candidates into two different halves. As far as those who confirmed, we had a total of 15 candidates who confirmed. And so we're going to have our first pool of 7, and then the other half is going to be 8. Now, with regards to the format and how this is going to work, we are going to, the moderators, once I'm done speaking, we're going to get started by having each candidate give an opening statement. That will be 60 seconds. Once the last candidate has given their opening remark, we will then begin the actual debate. We will ask our first question, and there will be a total of 3 to 4 questions. We are going to randomly select the first candidate to answer the question. That candidate will have 60 seconds to answer the question. Now, if that candidate does not use the entire 60 seconds, they can then take that remaining time for rebuttal. Once the candidate, the original candidate who got the question, is done with their answer, then any of the other 6 candidates in this case will be able to then raise their hand and rebut. They have 2 opportunities for rebuttal. Each rebuttal period is 30 seconds. Once the rebuttal process is over and the answering process is over, we then move on to the next question. Once we're done with those 3 or 4 questions, we'll then move to the second round of the debate, which is the lightning round. In the lightning round, the candidates will not have an opportunity to rebut. They will have 30 seconds, and any question asked will be directed to one candidate and one candidate only. Once that is done, we will then have each candidate give their closing statement, and following that, we will then have our changeover period, where we have the first group of candidates exit off the stage, and then the second group of candidates come back on the stage. Our timekeeper this evening is Dr. Rita Poole, who is with us and will be taking care of timing along with the moderators. And to the candidates, when we say time is up, please respect that and please make sure that you stop speaking. And as far as the crowd is concerned, we'd appreciate it if we have our phones silenced and make sure we try to keep the noise level down as much as possible so that we can hear what the candidates are saying. With that, let's get it on.
Dr. Ayani is very kind. So I want to reiterate what I said to the candidates. They said I was beating up on them. However, the theme of this is community over politics, okay? And so if there's any heckling going on, we are going to ask you, I am going to ask you to leave, because this is not about any personal attacks. If you support a candidate, that's all fine and well, but we will not have hecklers interrupting candidates when they're speaking. We need to give each candidate the respect. Make your voice heard at the ballot box. That's where it counts. And so we're wanting, like once we go into this forum, we are wanting it to be one that has dignity and professionalism, that exhibits the greatness that Newarkers are. That's who we are. That's who we are. So let us begin.
All right. Okay, so we are now going to get started with the opening statements. Again, each candidate has 60 seconds. We're going to start with Council President Crump.
Good evening, everybody. Let me first thank NAACP, Africana Studies of Essex County College, and Delta Sigma Theta for having this forum. Most of you know me as a council president, but I want to talk about a little personal. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a Shriner, I'm a Mason per first saw Mason, I'm an Eastern Star, I'm a former coach of Little League in the Central Ward. I've done a lot in this community that I love. I love the city of Newark. I love what I do. It's probably one of the best jobs I will ever have, and it's to serve the community, to serve the city of Newark. I hope to get your support based upon all that I've done and all I will do. One of the things I will say real quick is, my father used to say that he wanted our lives to be better than his life. And I want the same for my kids, and I want the same for all of your kids. It's important that we work together to make sure that we have a strong city that supports everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Mr. Shabazz.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm born and raised in the city of Newark. I'm a native son, educated in the educational system. Make it known, I'm a returning citizen. And during the time that, when I was returning to society, I was seeking necessary assistance and resources that should have been available for me to reestablish myself. It wasn't there. And those things are housing, resources, trauma recovery, substance abuse, these things that will help me reestablish myself in society. And I took steps to the council, and I felt I didn't have the proper representation there. So for the 7 years I've been home, I've been taking care of my business and establishing myself. So I figured it was time for me to throw my hat in the ring to help advocate for other individuals that need advocating, as well as, I can fight better from this side instead of the outside because the help wasn't there. And I would like to have your support.
Thank you. Next up, Ms. Jeanette Annette.
Good evening.
Excuse me, Mr. Rivera.
I see that you said let's forgive you for mistakes you made, but my whole agenda, but okay, it's all right. Guys, once again, thank you to the NAACP, Essex County College, and thanks to you guys, the voters, right? We are here to let you know that we are here and we care for you, right? I am a father of 4, a grandfather of 1, and another one on the way. I am, too, a product of Newark. I graduated from Barringer High School, went to elementary school in Abington Avenue School in the North Ward, okay? I am also part of the working class of Newark. My only issue with being the working class of Newark is I don't get to work in Newark. I commute every day outside of Newark because I don't have those employment opportunities here in Newark. So part of my change is going to be to make sure that our residents in Newark get a fair shake, get to work local, get to entertain local, and get to continue to live in one Newark.
Thank you very much. Mr. Malik Cooper.
A great day, beautiful people of Newark. My name is Malik H. Cooper. I am a product of Newark. My mother was the first thing I understood as growth and change. And the reason I'm sitting here is because I'm an advocate of change. Change does not have a color. It does not have a community. It is the whole world. I look at myself as a representation of the largest level of diversity in this community. I can speak anywhere from the ghetto drug dealer to the autistic. I have been an advocate for talent here for over 30 years. There's so much to say and so little time, and all I'm asking is for everybody to take the time out and do the research on your candidates so you know there are unsung heroes sitting right here at the table.
Thank you very much. Next up, Mr. Khalil Kettles.
How you doing? Good evening. I'd like to first thank the NAACP for having us at the County Institute at Essex County College, and most importantly, the community for coming out and supporting this event. My name is Khalil Kettles, a dedicated community member who is running to serve the people of Newark at large. With a strong push in youth engagement, community outreach, I've spent the years of my life working to uplift and improve our community.
Thank you. Mrs. Jeanette.
Good evening, everyone, and I'd also like to thank NAACP for doing this forum. I am a product of Newark. I'm in high school, Shabbat, graduated from there. Then I went on to Thomas Edison University, got my Human Services degree, and then I went on to Capella and got my master's in public administration. When I decided to run, everybody thought I was joking because I've been campaigning for everybody except for myself. And I decided to run because I see a lot of things that's going on that shouldn't be going on. I have people call me complaining, and also have by watching the council meeting, I see a lot of things is not up to par, especially when they seem like they're giving away the store. To me, they're giving away the store. When it comes to doing 30-year abatements,
5 seconds.
when we have other people that's about homeless.
Thank you. Next. To Dara Brown.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Nadira Brown. 3B, that's me. Thank you, but we only get 60 seconds for thank you. I just want to let everybody know I'm here. I'm listening. Because are your concerns being heard? Because you're here for a reason. We're not just here in this room on this nice day outside for any reason. But we need some change, and it's not that everything is all bad. But at the same time, we need folks that are accountable that's going to get some changes done. I've been coming to the council meetings for the last 3 years. I didn't expect to be sitting here, but sometimes you got to make a change, and I have to be that change. So put Brown in for change. It's not just a joke out here. Things are going on in our world right now. Real things are going on in DC, and this local level needs to speak up, and we need to speak up with others. But if we're not going to do it, who's going to do it? My grandmother taught me, if they don't do it for you, you got to do it yourself.
5 seconds.
Well, that's 5 seconds. Thank you. Put Brown in for change.
Thank you very much. We're not going to commence with the first part of the debate again. We are going to randomly select a candidate to answer this first question. That candidate will have up to 60 seconds to answer the question. Once the candidate is done answering the question, we will then open it up to the other candidates. If anybody would like to rebut, just raise your hand. We will call on you. You have 30 seconds per rebuttal. You get 2 rebuttals per question. We are now going to randomly select Council President Pro.
Show the number just to be sure.
It's the one. Okay. Council President, Newark is seeing significant development. How would you ensure that new development actually benefits current residents? Please explain.
So there are a number of factors that have new development affect and change and help with the residents of this community. One is, let's talk about tax abatements. Tax abatements and some people think tax abatements mean that there are no taxes to that property, but there actually are taxes. And if you look at it and review it, you're actually going to pay more in the taxes than what if nothing would have been built or no development would have happened. And then I extrapolate that over 20 or 30 years. So we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars that come into the community, that come into Newark, that help keep our property taxes lower. Those developments that come in also include what's called an IZO, inclusionary zoning ordinance, where 20% of the units should be affordable. If not the 20%, then $180,000 per each unit. That $180,000 per unit goes into the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, which is then used to build even more housing, affordable housing.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely, I got it.
So now we're going to have a rebuttal from Mr. Rivera. You have 30 seconds. Hang on for the timekeeper, please.
So,
hang on for the timekeeper, please.
while they're coming up with 30 seconds, I would like to explain to you where these questions came from. We conducted a survey of the residents, asking you to list what was important to you, what issues were important to you. Some of you in here actually took that poll, and the top 3 issues that the majority of residents felt were important. One was housing, that was the top one, so you will hear a housing question. The second one was quality of life and city services. The third one was public safety, and the fourth one was budget priorities. So those are the topics that we will be discussing tonight. So if there were other topics like schools or jobs, they came in under these top 4.
I'm going to read the question again due to the delay. So the question was, Newark is seeing significant development. How would you ensure that new development actually benefits current residents? Mr. Rivera, you have 30 seconds.
So new developments don't benefit Newark residents, okay? Tax abatements, too big of a time frame. Why can't we put a term limit on that? Number 2, why can't we give tax abatements to our residents?
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Brown, rebuttal.
Alrighty. Well, the question was, how does it ensure current residents? It was brought up about tax abatements. Does that benefit the city or the residents? Not the residents. Development is keeping our property taxes lower. We forgot there's no assessment, so taxes are about to go up after these assessments. And what is affordable? Because many don't qualify for the affordable, but what does affordable really mean? 5 seconds. Also, we can't afford market rate rent.
Does anybody else want to contribute to the conversation? No? Okay. We're now going to move on to question number 2. This question is going to go to Malik Cooper. Mr. Cooper. Residents have been complaining about issues like sanitation, recycling pickup, and street maintenance. In your opinion, how can city government better address these issues?
I actually believe city government needs to do their research. It is important that we understand that because these jobs that they are given, they actually have levels. And it's important that our community understands the levels and be able to not just be a garbage man, to be able to know that they can go up in the rankings. The other thing that's important is to know that every time you take the garbage out,
30 seconds.
You are part of the change. So when you take out these things and you do this stuff, you have to make sure that you really want to do it, not just saying, oh, you know, you want DWP to come and do the work. It is part of your job to make sure that it stays clean as well, realistically.
Thank you. Rebuttal, Ms. Brown. Hang on for the side. Okay.
All right. I'm not going to say it's a rebuttal, but I just want to add, people are complaining about the conditions of sanitation, but do we have enough workers, number 1? Number 2, do we have the proper equipment? We can't blame them if they don't have the equipment to do the job, but we don't even pay them on time. So they're not paying me on time, so I want to come to work, and they don't even have benefits. So this is something we need to look into, because that's a dangerous job. How do you don't have health benefits? I'm mad I pay too much for benefits, but I have it. So the problem is we blame them the wrong person. Sorry.
Mr. Rivera, rebuttal, you have 30 seconds.
So I should have been quicker with my hand because you stole it, but it's okay. I understand you, right? So we need to have a happy DPW workforce. That's number 1. If you don't have a happy DPW workforce, you don't have a clean Newark. Again, residents, it's your responsibility to keep Newark clean as well. but it shouldn't be ultimately your responsibility.
Thank you. Council President.
Yeah, sure. Now, we all know that we had issues with garbage over the last year. Things have changed and they're going to continue to change. We've got new equipment in. We're helping make sure that the equipment is functional. We're making sure that we hire more workers to help. We're also understanding that what's important is that we are all part of the process. That we take care of our houses in front of our houses, in front of our neighborhoods, that we all work together and make sure that we can make our city clean together.
Yeah. Thank you. So, Mr. Cooper, did he have any remaining time after his initial response? So he didn't have any remaining time, so can you call on anyone else? Anyone else? No? Okay. Question number 3, 2.
Is this the lightning round?
This question goes to Ms. Nadira Brown. Newark has made measurable progress in reducing gun violence over the past several years, but that progress appears to have plateaued. The current administration prioritizes both policing and prevention when it comes to efforts to further reduce gun violence. Do you think this is enough? And if not, name something else that can be done.
I'm sorry, everyone, I just didn't know it really was down. So sometimes with a question, I don't necessarily agree with the question because I don't really feel as though gun violence is down. Okay, you said that, can we just say the first part of the question again so everyone can understand my response, or no? Okay, fine, I don't think it's down. We're making an appearance that it's down because we're not reporting it properly. Don't give me a special event, CC number, you refuse to take the report because your camera on. So is everything properly being reported? We just had deaths every last few months, each month, but because it happened, we forgot about those families. Justice for Bobby Bay. The sad part is we need to get it together about this and stop ignoring the problem and really address it. Thank you.
Does anybody want to rebut? Council President, 30 seconds.
So, at the end of the day, what we want is perception and reality to be the same. So those who don't feel safe, we want them to feel safe. The reality of it is crime is down. But unless you feel that, you may not understand or believe that. I'm a firm believer that things are going well. I'm so believable of that I let my daughter take public transportation to and from school. Now, who would do that with their child if they didn't feel that that was the case? And also believe we need to use special police to
thank you, sir.
Special police.
Rebuttal, Mr. Kennedy, you have 30 seconds.
The fact is we have to be clear. Newark still faces safety challenges, but we got to continue to promote the programs and initiatives that's already in place and introduce new ones. Public safety has to be approached with prevention and protection. Simply put.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to contribute? Okay. We're going to do one more question. This is on the budget. This question is going to go to Khalil Pettis. Should Newark prioritize fiscal restraint or increase investment in services, even if it means higher spending?
Repeat the question once.
Should Newark prioritize fiscal restraint or increase investment in services, even if it means higher spending?
First, we need to make sure that every single dollar is spent efficiently and transparently. The council must hold the administration accountable on wasteful spending. holding the departments accountable, making sure we pay our bills. If our budget doesn't prove anything like the North residents, then we're doing something wrong. So if we have to increase the budget to take care of our bills and to pay our services, then that's what we have to do.
Thank you. Does anybody else want it? Mr. Rivera?
I guess so, right? Just to give you a synopsis, right? Finances in the city of Newark aren't being managed properly, okay? Money is being spent unnecessarily, okay? Who feels the brunt of those finances being mismanaged? You, the resident. Me, the resident. Us in Newark.
Thank you. Ms. Brown, 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm just a little confused with the question because it says fiscal restraints and increased investment in services. We gotta be more specific about what services are we talking about?
Yes.
Because this city receives a lot of funding from the government and grants, so we're not lacking, we're just not actually using it properly.
That's right.
Physical restraints, there's a lot of ways this money's not being right. I don't need to pay for everybody's lawsuits.
Come on, Nadira. Let's go, Nadira.
Thank you.
That's
Does
right.
anybody else want to contribute?
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
We are now done with the first round of the debate for Group A. We are now going to move into the second round, which is the lightning round. Again, each candidate has 30 seconds to respond to their set question. Once the question is asked, the time will start, and the question is for the one candidate and one candidate only. There will be no votes. Okay. This first question is going to go to Mr. Cooper. As far as public safety and gun violence is concerned, if elected, how do you think we should deal and address repeat offenders?
Repeat offending means that the person didn't learn their lesson. And I really, it's hard to say, it's really hard for me to answer that question because I believe that everybody has the opportunity to change, but I believe that in order to stop them from being repeat offenders, we need to invest in educating them in a different space and maybe using our funds from the city to help.
Thank you. This next one is for Ms. Annette. This is on affordable housing and rent stability. Do you support rent control expansion? Yes, no, and why?
I agree with the expansion and the reason why to allow everyone to get their share of the housing. Because right now, the housing department, they have where the same people saying, for different apartment. Like if someone have one apartment, then they move to another new apartment.
5 seconds.
Thank you. This next one is for Council President Crum. Council President, do you agree that Newark should be paying as much attention to their immigrant population as they are, and do you think that it takes away from other groups?
So there's a, I can't remember the exact quote, but it goes to the effect of, when they came for Baptists, I did nothing. When they came for Christians, I did nothing. When they came for Jews, I did nothing. But when they came for me, there was nobody left. And so we have to care. If you are a human being, caring person, you have to care about everybody and try to help everybody. Not that you necessarily have to help over others, but you have to help everybody.
This next question is going to go to Mr. Shabazz. Should Newark invest more in public transit access? If so, how?
It should invest in public transit as well as providing corridors where people have access in certain areas that's not receiving transportation, as far as buses going in different locations or parts of the city. Not just that, it's investment in transportation, having students, giving students pass to get back and forth to school when families have in that sense. But I think they should invest more in transportation in the city.
This next question is going to go to Mr. Kettles.
Close to the mic, everyone.
Mr. Kettles, if elected, how will you ensure ethical behavior in city government?
Basically, in order to serve, you must get first served. Therefore, ethical behavior must be taught, retaught, and retrained. Everything comes with retraining. So definitely we have to make sure our city government, as far as even our leadership, is retrained on how to efficiently and effectively work and serve the people here in the city of Newark.
Thank you. This next question is to Mr. Rivera. Mr. Rivera, do you believe that the city should limit truck traffic in residential areas? Yes, no, and why?
Absolutely. Do you know the damage a truck can cause not only to a car, but to a child that's crossing the street playing with his ball? Trucks, nowadays, look at the incident on Route 3. It annihilated the house. Thank God it was 2:30 in the morning, and there was no people at that bus stop waiting for the bus. We could have had casualties in our neighboring city. Imagine what it would cause in downtown Newark.
Thank you. And this last one goes to Ms. Brown. What is your plan to reduce youth violence?
My plan to reduce youth violence. We gotta acknowledge what's going on in the city to address it. We keep putting a mask over everything. I personally can't reduce it. I'm not a cop. I'm personally out here, but we're not addressing the problem. We need to get community members together and talk about this and establish and bring the community back together.
5 seconds.
We stopped doing that. We stopped talking to each other. Our kids learn from us.
Time.
Thank you. Thank you very much to the candidates. We are now going to do closing statements. Because we started on that end of council president going down, we're going to now start on this end going back that way. So we're going to start with Ms. Brown. 1 minute, 60 seconds.
I want to thank everyone tonight. I know it was just a little snippet. We have an election May 12th. This is not Dara Brown 3B. You need to make a choice. Yes, it's 19 candidates, but this is serious. May 12th, you need to make a choice. No one will see your vote. Go in the booth and make your vote. It's time. If you love what's going on, that's great. Stick with your choices. But I need you tonight to understand I'm an individual that will speak up, do the research, and be your voice. We need to talk to other levels. We have assembly, senators, Congress. We need changes in our city. Everything can't be done on this level, but something needs to be done. We have a lot of laws in place, but they're not enforced. So remember, what can Brown do for you? Put Brown in for change, 3B. Thank you.
I'm Joanne Hennis, 1B, and I'm asking everyone to get out and vote. Too many people is not voting. I don't care who you vote for. I would love your support, but vote for someone. Too many people is not voting anymore.
The fact that we have to break down the challenges and break down the at-large candidates into two groups says something. It says that change is needed and change is wanted in our community. Therefore, on May 12th, regardless of who you decide for, there are folks up here and folks out there in the audience that's running as well that's still going to continue to do the work, win, lose, or draw. That's the fact, and that's the hope here in the city of Newark, that regardless of the title you hold, you're still going to do the work. Therefore, on May 12th, all I'm asking for every single resident to vote. But before you vote on May 12th, make sure you vote April 21st in the school board election as well. Because
Again, Malin Gage Cooper. I guess we're at the end, and I'm really listening to my constituents, and I think we're all on the same page of community. And what's important is that the residents go out and look at the options. There are options now that make it a little bit easier to not go for what you're used to. What you're used to is something different from what's going on now. All right, so just take your time out to really look at your options. The options are here. There's another wonderful group of people coming up. Make sure you look at them and do your research on the old people and what they haven't done. What they haven't done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rivera.
Ian Rivera, running for councilman at large, 16B. 2026 is time for change. My slogan says it all. Your voice, I heard them. Your values, I'll respect them. I'll be your councilman, and I won't be afraid to say no if you do not agree with something that we're there to approve.
Thank you. Mr. Shabazz.
Mr. Shabazz, I am a candidate for councilman at large here in Newark. A vote for me is a vote for you. But most important, your vote to count. Please get out and vote. If you don't vote for me, vote for somebody.
Thank you. And Council President Trump.
I think one thing about this panel on agreement is about voting. It's essential that we all get out and vote. Whether you vote for me or not, I agree 100%. Or not. Please vote. School board election as well as the May 12th election, municipal election. I believe in a few things. I believe in general health, generational health and generational wealth. And we need to work combined together to get those goals for our community. Whether it's helping folks with job opportunities, whether it's helping small businesses to invest or start and thrive, whether it's helping residents with 100% affordable housing units that have been done, senior housing units that have been done, working with the other organizations for environmental justice. I believe in working with everybody. If you look at the council meeting, I take notes. I take notes of what some folks say. I'm not somebody who just ignores everything that happens. I believe that it's a height of arrogance to believe that we know everything. But let me say this, Team Baraka, Bay 17, B 18, and B 18.
Thank you, candidates. We're going to shift to the next step. Thank you. We're going to take a 10-minute break.
Zachariah Jackson, BASA News. Goodbye.